Well, hello there everyone. For those who haven't met me yet, my name is Mish. I'm a metal detectorist from the southern coastline of Australia. We are going metal detecting today in a rather quiet looking park. Not a great deal to see here. There is a small playground as well. Who knows what we'll find today, so without any further ado, let's grab the gear and let's go hunting. Alright guys, I am playing an away game today. This is not one of my local parks. I've never been here before. Probably won't get here again, but that's okay. Let's have a look at what we've got. So it's a pretty wide and open reserve. Grass, and a little playground. Actually a little basketball court here as well. There's a bench seat here. I think we'll start here. We'll head towards that playground area and just see if we can pick up a couple of spendables. Hopefully we'll get something good. Well, now that's a familiar view. For those who watched my last video, you'll know that I'm using a brand new camera for the intros. I did use it for my hole hunt in the previous video. Some of you commented that was a little bit shaky, gave a few of you vertigo. Sorry about that, folks. I will work on a happy balance between the two so that we can get some nice clear footage, some great sounding audio, but also some nice stable footage as well. So I'm using the GoPro for this particular part. We'll use the fancy camera in some sections as well. But anyway, my first target, we might be lucky enough to get a goldie. So I'm still pretty close to the bench seat. We've got a 87, 88. Nice and clean. Hopefully we're off to a good start. Let's see what it is. Oh, yep. This is definitely not a surface target going by those beeps, but it should be within range. Now, before anyone says it, yes, no gloves. I'm sorry. That's okay. Maybe that'll teach me to use my digging tools more so than my hands when it comes to extracting a target. I actually reckon, yep, I can actually see the target straight away. Come over here. Here we go. Can you see it yet? I sure can. That right there, my friends, is $2. Nice start. Let's keep going. Hey folks, remember that golden rule about always double checking your holes before you fill them in? We just got $2 from there. And I've still got a clipped 87, 88. Now I will say that it's not as nice a sound as it was when I first dug out that coin. But I think we need another look-see. Oh, I could not have done that if I tried. Can you see that? Apparently that was a coin spill. There is another $1 in the pile. And a worm. We won't take the worm. Let's give it one more scan, shall we? She's dead quiet now. All right, let's tidy that up a little bit further. $3 and I've dug one hole. Can't argue with that. Well, I'm still near that seat. It's just there. In fact, you can probably see me on that camera as well. Hello. And this is a very sharp, once again, 87, 88. There's a few different signals around here. That one sounds particularly good. Better than that, it sounds like it's not far away. Oh, we just missed it. All right, here should be the lucky scoop. Not so lucky though. It's a bottle cap. Had to happen. We'll get rid of it. But let's move on. Well, here's a funny one for you. I had a signal here and I pulled it out and it's a 5-cent piece. It was barely below the grass. You will see that in a little montage. But when I stood up and scanned again, turns out it might not have been the only one because I got the exact same signal over here as well. Now, I honestly think this will be a surface find. Yep. Hopefully you'll see that. But yep, another 5 cents. Fantastic. We're right near the basketball court area now, which means that hopefully a few coins have jingled out of pockets, but who knows? Maybe a ring's come flying off. We'll see. So I'm right at the basketball court. Now, if I were to swing over that concrete, I will get an extremely loud signal. That is the rebar in the concrete. Big chunks of steel. Okay, so that does a big 77 signal. However, it is worth swinging at least once over the concrete, working out what kind of signal the concrete gives, and then when you scan next to it, you'll be able to hear if there's anything different. So I actually picked up a signal right about here. Now I'll try and show this as best I can without the camera going in and out of focus, but right near the concrete, you can see it at the top of the screen. That is quite a clear 88 signal, as opposed to the 77 of the concrete. So let's work out what it is. So I made the biggest mistake of putting my detector down on the concrete while I set up the camera. I've absolutely deafened myself. However, yep, sure enough, there is a pretty much surface target right here. Hopefully I can just flip her over. Not quite. Oh, I just saw it. Here we have another $2 coin. Absolutely marvellous. I might keep sweeping my pinpointer over this area, see if there's a few more close to the concrete, but otherwise we'll check another patch. Well guys, I'm trying all sorts of different angles with this camera now, so do let me know what does and doesn't work for you in the comments. I've come across a really interesting find. So as I just mentioned, I kept working along the edges of the concrete here. So this is that little basketball half mini court, whatever you want to call it. Down here, I got a very strong 91 signal. Now I've given it a little bit of a clean up already, just so that we can see the details. But this is a very old, I say very old, maybe 30 or 40-year-old dog tag. All right, let me bring you up here. Hopefully we stay in focus. But that says RSPCA tail waggers number, and then it's got the number. If lost, please ring this number. And then if I turn it over, all right, again, hopefully you can see. This pup's name appears to be either Tiggy or Ziggy. Maybe Tiggy. And it's got an old, possibly Melbourne phone number on there. But yep, again, right near the concrete, so I'd say whoever's detected it around here probably been a little bit overwhelmed by the concrete signal, and they just haven't tried these edges, because that wasn't far down at all. It's a good little tip to know. Let's move on. Alright crew, we're playing the dollar coin or bottle top game again. Had a signal here somewhere in the thick grass. Let me scan that one again. Okay, it's a bit closer to you guys. Now it's probably not that far into the soil, but the grass is so thick that it might still be difficult to get to. I'm just going to have a bit of a peek first. Enjoy that sound of the grass. Can't see anything yet. Whatever it is right there. Yep. $1. I believe that's the Anzac edition. I'm actually looking at the screen to determine it. Very nice. Alrighty, time for a little mid-hunt update, I think. I'm pretty sure I've got several dollars on the board. I haven't actually been keeping count, but I know I'm past that coffee money mark, so it's looking like it's going to be a good night tonight. I'm actually quite shocked as to how many gold coins I've been getting in this park. It didn't look like an area that gets used very often, and certainly the grass is quite long and wild in the patch that I'm kneeling in at the moment, but I hope you're enjoying this adventure so far too. Don't forget the like button if you are. Let's see if we can get a few more coins, shall we? Well, I had a mid-90s signal here and it sounded a little odd-shaped, a little large. Not wrong, it's something rather large and heavy, like a metal rod of some sort. Do you think I can get it out? Anyway, you should be able to see part of it. Ooh, there we go. Yep, not the slightest clue what that was off, but clearly it was fastened here and here, and it's broken off on both sides. That is one really solid piece of metal, and I'm guessing possibly brass. Brass or something copper related. Something different, I suppose. Alright, crew, about to start digging another target, which I think, shock horror, might be another goldie. Now, surprisingly, I haven't really been finding, well, I haven't found any 20-cent pieces or 50-cent pieces. 50 cents are large, people don't lose them often, but I would have expected a couple of 20 cents. But, yeah, for some reason I'm only finding the high denomination coins. And it's not a bad thing, I guess, but just very unusual. Especially when my detector's set to listen for everything, not just hunting for goldies today. Whatever this is has been gone a little while. Already about 5" into the soil. Oh, there is a coin here. Can you see it? Slowly, slowly. It's a bit muddy and mucky, I know. Let me give it a clean and turn it over for you. That's another $1. I've got at least 2 coffees on the board. Fantastic. Iffy target time. I am working on an 86, 87. Doesn't sound perfect. So I'm thinking maybe a squash cap, but that can also be a $2 coin. And to be honest, I don't want to miss any $2 coins. So I will take that risk. Oh, we are out in the plug. Yeah, here we go, here we go. Excellent. Thank you very much. There we are. $2 it is. I have no idea what we're up to yet, but probably sitting around the $10 mark at this point, which is fantastic. I've only been here an hour. Let's move on. After all my complaining about not finding a 20-cent piece, I may have just found one. That is a clear 74, which to me would seem like a 20-cent piece. Especially when it's a shallow target like that. Oh, there it is. Didn't even have to flip the plug. How good is that? 20 cents. I'm going to regret saying that I couldn't find 20-cent pieces. I am now getting 74, 75 signals all over the place. And a few have turned out to be junk, don't get me wrong. This one sounds clean as. Speaking of sounds, can you hear all the birds? It's like I'm about to get mobbed. They're all flying away. Anyway, focus, Mish. Can't see it yet. Have we placed our bets? Oh, where are you? I've definitely moved it. Looking. Oh, I can hear a scrape. There it is. That would be a 20-cent piece. It's a bit mucky, this one. You might not be able to make out the detail. I've probably got it upside down too. Score! Well, I've finally gone and done it after saying I couldn't find one anywhere. I have finally found a 50-cent piece. Oh, there we go. That has been gone a very long time. That's probably about 7 or 8 inch down. I'll take that. I reckon it might be about time to hit up the playground, or as you in the US may call it, tot lot. Just do a quick old sweep before we go, as I do need to get out of here pretty soon. Let's see what we can get. Well, I've hit a bit of a snag here. I was actually going to take you over. There's a bird over there that I wanted to show you, an ibis, or a bin chicken if you're a fellow Australian. But I've had a mishap. My brand new camera tripod has just popped off a leg. So, don't know how well I'll go standing that one up for the rest of the video. If anyone knows the trick to actually getting these legs back in, whether it is just brute force or whether there's a particular trick to it, let me know. Hopefully I've got it repaired by the next video, but that's a little bit frustrating. We'll see if we can get that bird anyway. One sec. Well, I must say, I've been in the playground for a few minutes. There's not a whole lot going on. We might have either a 10-cent piece or a pull tab for our efforts. I'm not the sort of detectorist who typically does these wood chipped areas. Not personally a fan of doing them. Sometimes I'll do them for a variety, but I tend to save them for newer detectorists. Maybe those who have difficulty digging or are self-conscious about digging. Goodness me, speaking of digging. There we go. It was 10 cents after all. Awesome. Oh, figured I had something nulling out signals here, so I've got a signal that sounds like $1, but it kept nulling out, and that's why. Nasty sharp piece of wire on the surface. Get rid of that. There we go. It's here somewhere, but it's a bit of a distance. That is a flaky signal. Let's see if we can move some with the boot, because my digger, it works in here, but it doesn't work anywhere near as well as in the soil. All right, we're down to the fine stuff now. Much better signal. I would film you on the good camera, but poor old mate just cannot stand up at this point. He's had a day. Oh, I think we moved it. Yep, there it is. Woohoo! Another $1. This one is really worn, actually. Is it $1? I mean, surely it is. I actually can't make out the detail on one side. I'll give it a clean up and show you what it looks like. That's different. Oh, well, this target was kind of cool. I'm inside the edge of the playground in what looks to be an older raised section, and found a couple of things here. My actual target's down there, but the first thing I noticed when I was scrounging through, and I should have probably cleaned this up, but this is a red piece of plastic and it's got a couple of holes in it. And I thought, oh gee, that kind of reminds me of the old cap guns we used to have. And then I got the actual target. Actually, this might help me clean up the other item, because I think, yes, these used to fit together. I wonder whether that is a cap gun or part thereof. I don't know. What do you think, folks? Certainly what it looks like to me. It's got me all nostalgic now. Right, now if you are wobbling a little bit, I do apologise. I've had to prop you up against one of those bouncy chairs. It's the only way I can use my good camera. I've got a signal here, and again, it could be a pull tab or it could be 10 cents. It was a 63.64. And guess what? It's a pull tab. Can't win them all. Well guys, that's it for the day. Me and my broken little tripod are going home. We have had an absolutely cracking day on the Goldies. I reckon I've gotten at least 3 coffees on the board, or very close to. That is an absolute win in my books. Now I hope you enjoyed this adventure with me. If you did, please don't forget the like button. But in the meantime, you know it. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you on my next adventure. Cheers. Can't believe I broke my tripod. Surely I'll be able to fix it though. It doesn't look like I've snapped anything. I'm trying, guys. You asked me for a bigger tripod, I got a bigger tripod. Oh, curse of the detectorist. Can't turn the machine off on the way to the car. It was a bit of foil. Alright, I'm going home.